ex tried to crash my wedding until my fiancé thanked him. I was halfway through my vows when the room went silent in the wrong way. Not the normal kind. The kind where breath gets held and heads turn. I saw my fiancé's eyes flick past my shoulder, just for a second, and then his jaw tightened. He didn't let go of my hands. I turned. Matt was standing 3 feet behind the minister, arms crossed, expression unreadable. He wasn't dressed for a wedding. Jeans, a wrinkled button down, hair a little too long, like he'd been up all night convincing himself this was a good idea. The minister froze mid-sentence, one hand still raised in blessing. My maid of honor made a sound I'd never heard her make before, half gasp, half warning. Someone in the third row whispered my name like a question. Matt didn't move. He just stood there, staring at me like we were the only 2 people in the room. "I have unfinished business," he said, loud enough that everyone heard. My fiancé's grip on my hands shifted, not tighter, just steadier. He turned his head slightly, enough to see Matt without breaking contact with me. His voice came out calm, too calm. "Then say what you need to say." I wanted to scream at him, wanted to ask what he was doing, why he wasn't throwing Matt out, why he was giving him a stage, but his thumb brushed the inside of my wrist once, deliberate, and I stayed quiet. Matt blinked. He'd expected a fight, expected to be dragged out or shouted down. He hadn't expected permission. He took a breath and started talking. "You don't belong here," he said, looking only at me. "Not with him. You know that. You've always known that." My chest went tight. 4 years of this. 4 years of him deciding what I felt, what I needed, what I was supposed to want. 4 years of being told I was making a mistake every time I tried to leave. "We had something real," Matt continued, voice rising. "You can't just walk away from that. You can't just replace me." There it was. The same line he texted me 6 months ago when I sent him the engagement announcement. The one I'd ignored because I thought silence would be enough. I thought he'd move on. I thought wrong. The guests were staring now. My mother had one hand over her mouth. My father looked ready to stand, but my fiancé's best man put a hand on his shoulder and shook his head once. Matt kept going. His hands moved as he talked like he was pleading a case. "You remember the night we drove to the coast? You said you'd never felt that way with anyone else. You said I understood you." I did say that. I was 22 and convinced intensity meant love. I thought the way he needed me was the same as wanting me. It took me 2 years to learn the difference. "You were mine first," Matt said, and his voice cracked. That has to mean something. My fiancé let go of one of my hands. For a second, I thought he was stepping back, giving me space to handle this alone. But he didn't move away. He just shifted his weight, angled himself so he was looking at Matt fully, and smiled. Not a kind smile, not cruel either, just certain. "Thank you," my fiancé said, voice still level, still steady, "for showing me exactly who she survived." The room went still again. Different this time. Matt's face went red. His mouth opened, closed. He looked at me like I was supposed to defend him, supposed to soften the blow. I didn't. 2 venue security guards in dark suits stepped to his sides. Present, not rough. "Sir, let's step outside," one said quietly. Matt's jaw worked, but he moved. They walked him down the aisle and out the side door. It closed behind them. Applause broke out, uneven at first, then building. My fiancé turned back to me, took both my hands, and nodded to the minister. "We can keep going," he said quietly. Full story on my channel below.